All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back with a new video. It's an educational video. I guess you could call this a Q&A. I have to explain this again one more time because, man, there's new people. People get confused. They don't understand what builds muscles, how muscles are built. Muscles are built through a protective mechanism called muscle damage. And it repairs and remodels so it's stronger, so it's resilient from further assaults, okay? But I'm going to talk about these studies that we've talked about before, okay? So just a second, let me bring it up here.
According to Physiopedia, delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, also known as muscle fever, is a sore, aching, painful feeling in the muscles after unfamiliar or unaccustomed intense exercise. This soreness is thought to result from temporary muscle damage and inflammation, commonly triggered by eccentric exercises.
Yeah, it's triggered by the eccentric exercise, providing it's unfamiliar, unaccustomed, or untrained. So, I could also say, hold on a second.
According to Physiopedia, exercise-induced muscle damage, EIMD, this often occurs when an athlete participates in a new or unfamiliar exercise, when learning new techniques, or experiences an increase in the volume or intensity of exercise. This can lead to short-term performance decrements due to changes in the makeup of the muscles.
Okay, so you probably heard what she said, right? All right, so the computer says, well, these are from websites below. See this website here? It's below. They even have this is in PubMed, NCBI, whatever. Okay, dude? So what they're trying to tell you here is this is a type of training. EIMD is really a type of training. All right? It's exercise-induced muscle damage. What type of training gets you muscle damage so that you can build muscle? I'm not talking about lifting a heavy fucking stupid weight, okay? I'm not talking about the chemical adaptations. I'm talking about adaptations in muscle building. They are not the same. Getting a stronger is not going to get you a bigger unless you're going to get fatter eating a lot of fat food, fake food. Look, man, they're really explaining to you very well here. This often occurs, this damage, exercise-induced muscle damage, this often occurs when an athlete, listen to what they said, an athlete, what's an athlete? Somebody that's trained. A trained athlete participates in new or unfamiliar exercises. So when they tell you in these studies like Jeff Nippard that, oh my God, bro, there's all these studies, they got this muscle, then they got this muscle, then this grew because they did this exercise, then they did this exercise, and then this muscle grew. Well, if they're a trained athlete and they did something that they were unfamiliar or untrained doing, unfamiliar and unaccustomed means untrained. It's the same thing, okay? All right? So an unfamiliar exercise when learning new techniques, or experiences an increase in the volume or intensity of exercises, is something that you're doing that you may be unaccustomed to doing or unfamiliar, or you're untrained doing that. Get it? You see what I mean? So when they say, well, we did this thing, it was on untrained athletes. Well, when they did something on untrained athletes, the athletes trained, but they're untrained doing that exercise. Get it? So yeah. So they're going to tell you trained individuals and untrained. Well, trained may be somebody that already did that exercise. They want to see if they're going to get any more muscle doing the same exercise. And then the people that were untrained, because I don't know any athletes that are not trained out there. They're all trained people. So they're untrained doing that exercise, the trained athlete. So you don't even understand the studies when they're talking to you. You get it? They're trying to see if they'll get an adaptation. All right. So this can lead to short-term performance decrements due to changes in makeup of the muscles. Yeah, there's an extracellular matrix. You're building muscle now. There's an adaptation, okay? During that period, whatever. So if I go back to this one again, delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS. Everybody loves to talk about DOMS. Also known as muscle fever, is a sore, aching, painful feeling in the muscles after unfamiliar or unaccustomed intense exercise. The soreness is thought to result from temporary muscle damage. Temporary muscle damage. there's inflammation, commonly triggered by what? Eccentric exercises. They're triggered by eccentric exercises, providing you're unfamiliar and accustomed doing them. So,
According to Physiopedia, delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS,
this out. I gotta figure this out. Give me the second. Hold on.
According to NCBI, a unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of damage to muscle fibers.
Notice how they tell you unfamiliar, unaccustomed, untrained muscles get what? Get this damage. You understand me? Trained people getting a stronger doesn't get you a bigger. Getting an untrained muscle will get you bigger. An unfamiliar form, an unaccustomed, and untrained muscle will get you bigger muscles. You get it? Get it? Or you don't get it yet. See that? This is NCBI. Look, muscle damage from eccentric exercise mechanisms. Everything is below, man. They just post the shit on the top, okay? So, in my channel, I even posted some of this stuff so you would understand it. This is also a section. What gets damaged during eccentric exercise? Well, both human and animal studies supported that type 2 muscle fibers are more damaged after eccentric exercise than type 1 fibers because the repeated bout effect, it goes into type 1 and a bunch of stuff to protect from any more damage during that period. So you don't get rhabdo and die. But if you go for 6 hours straight, you may get rhabdo and die, okay? You'll get a disease. So this is another one. You can see this. It's below. It's NCBI. They're called muscle damage from eccentric exercise mechanisms, mechanical signs. You can tap on this. It says during repeated eccentric contractions, it is postulated. Listen what they said. Repeated eccentric contractions. I try to explain this to people, but they don't understand. The contractions need to be repeated. They need to be rapid, and there need to be many of them. It is postulated that the number of disrupted sarcomeres grows. Yeah. So you're trying to recruit as many sarcomeres. You're trying to disrupt as many sarcomeres. So the amount will grow. The amount of disrupted sarcomeres will grow with the repeated eccentric contractions. Get it? Until a point is reached where membrane damage occurs. Listen to what they said. You need to reach a point until a point is reached where membrane damage occurs. But if you don't do enough repeated eccentric contractions in an unaccustomed, unfamiliar, untrained state, well, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to recruit, you're not going to disrupt these sarcomeres, and you're not going to get any membrane damage. It's not going to occur. Get it, dude? And when it does occur, it lasts for quite a few days. It tells you right here. They tell you. Contractions during muscle lengthening. Stiffness and pain usually experience 1 to 2 days following such exercise. Yeah. Sometimes in trained people, they may not get enough damage, so it'll go for 1 to 2 days. But if you really got good damage, it should go between 1 to 3 to 4 days. And it's still in a repair and remodeling on the 7th day. After the 7th day, it most likely, if you were in an anabolic growth state, in a positive nitrogen balance state, then that muscle will grow. But it will repair and remodel rapidly. But if you're just eating your shitty fake diet, starving all the time, I'm starving, Mom, I gotta have breakfast. I'm starving, Mom, I gotta have lunch. I'm starving, Mom, I gotta have dinner. I gotta have snacks and all this because I'm starving, or whatever the fuck you're doing there. If you're not in positive nitrogen balance, that protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown during that period, you will not build any muscle. Okay, it's really simple, broski. It's really, really, really simple, man. So, yeah, I posted it here, and then I posted it in this section. You can read it here. I posted 1, 2, 3 over here, and I posted it here. They're even telling you, recover slowly over 2 to 3 weeks, and the and the release into the circulation of soluble proteins from the damaged muscle. Unaccustomed eccentric exercise has wide range of consequences, including a serious loss of strength that recovers slowly over 2 to 3 weeks. Well, yeah, if you're not in positive nitrogen balance, if you're not in anabolic growth state, then yeah, 2 to 3 weeks is a long time. I can do it in 1 week, and I'll explain why. I'll explain this why one more time. Um,
According to Kirtland.af.mil, for increases in muscle size to occur, protein synthesis must exceed protein breakdown. A single bout of resistance training will increase protein synthesis by greater than 100%.
That's basically it. It's something like that, okay? Then you need to be like this.
According to Wikipedia, positive nitrogen balance is associated with periods of growth, hypothyroidism, tissue repair, and pregnancy. Because of this, the intake of nitrogen into the body is greater than the loss of nitrogen from the body. Thus, there is an increase in the total body pool of protein.
Listen to what they say. There is an increase in the total body pool of protein. You need to be in a positive nitrogen balance. It's associated with being anabolic. Look.
According to ScienceDirect.com, a positive nitrogen balance is known as anabolism and is important for wound healing, recovery from illness, and growth. A positive nitrogen balance consists of a greater daily nitrogen intake as compared with nitrogen excretion.
That's right. That's the reason why carnivore, natural people on their natural food, as you, as a human, as a carnivore, eating meat, you're always in positive nitrogen balance. That's why you rarely ever get sick. And if you were to get ill, it would rapidly go away in a day. Because I recently felt like I got sick or something, and I recovered in 1 day. It was crazy. I started sneezing. I remember sneezing. I woke up in the morning. I was sneezing like crazy throughout the day. Sneezing, sneezing, sneezing. Kind of felt something in my throat. Felt bad, whatever. The next day I woke up, all gone. All gone, dude. Get it? It's important for wound healing to be in a positive nitrogen balance. It's important for growth, bro. Recovery from illness and growth, repair and growth. A positive nitrogen balance consists of greater daily nitrogen intake as compared with nitrogen excretion. Get it? You understand me? That's why stop eating the fake diets and eat as much protein as you can so that you can be in positive nitrogen balance. You're in anabolism. That will reverse aging. It's anti-aging, bro. Get it? It's going to repair your DNA and everything. You're going to look fucking light years younger and stronger and faster if you're in a positive nitrogen balance. But vegan diets are associated with negative nitrogen balance. Look, I'll show you this too.
According to Vegan Health, nitrogen balance study on vegans, the mean absolute nitrogen balance was minus 1.38 plus or minus 1.22 grams D, and was statistically lower than the nitrogen equilibrium score of 0, indicating that the average vegan wasn't in nitrogen balance.
See that? They weren't in nitrogen balance. What's that associated with? It's associated with catabolism. You understand what catabolism means? You understand? They're not in positive nitrogen balance. And if they're not, guess what happens? You're going to suffer from scurvy. You're going to get an apoptosis in your muscles. So how can vegans build muscles if they're not in positive nitrogen balance? Do you understand me? Unless they're doing something fake, that they're taking steroids to try to recycle old protein in their body. You understand me? That's what hormones do. They can only recycle old proteins. They can't build muscles, but they'll recycle energy and protein. So there you go. So they're saying they're building muscles. They're building sarcoplasmic muscles because they're eating a lot of carbohydrates. They're building sarcoplasmic muscles. Look, man.
According to Nuvo Vivo, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is a kind of artificial muscle growth wherein muscles increase its size visually by increasing the amount of fluid it can hold, but is not increasing the density of the muscle's fibers.
You understand why I can find the answers so easily? Because I'm a master, bro. Get it? I figured out bodybuilding light years away. Decades ago, before all of you, man. Get it, bro? So anyways, I'm going to cut it short here. Sorry, I think this thing just cut out again. I don't know why. Anyways, man, yeah, I'm going to cut it out there. So there you go, sarcoplasmic. You have to figure out. I figured it out fucking decades ago. You could figure it out yourself too. I don't know. I don't know what else I can bring up there. I was going to say something else, but myofibrillar growth is associated with strength.
According to Seriously Strong Training, myofibrillar hypertrophy, the multiplication of myofibrils, increases muscle fiber strength because more contractile units are pulling on your bones.
These will lead to higher 1-rep maxes and bigger lifts. There you go. See that? If you can literally increase that. I told you before, there was another study I did below. If you just do the eccentric exercise, it will increase by 14%. I don't know if I can bring it up here. No, I can't get it to come up, man. Hold on.
According to Burlington Sports Therapy, eccentric training will not just increase your range of motion and lengthen the muscle, but it will also strengthen the tissue so it can create more force at a greater angle.
There you go. I had put it in my community section. You can read about it there. I'm going to go. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. I'm sorry it got blinked out there for a second. I hate when it does that. Now I'm going to have to attach the videos together and upload it. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.